Rob and Fern have found a home where the soothing water views and gentle embrace of nature create a true remedy for the soul. But first we'll visit Leigh and Eric. Their A-frame home provides a serene space for reflection, featuring ocean-facing hammocks, a dock, and a lush greenhouse. Water, deep, flowing, mysterious, ever-changing yet constant, the inspiration of artists and adventurers. It's the foundation of life. We are drawn to it, to watch it, listen to it, immerse ourselves, and for those who choose, to live beside it.
My husband and I and 2 kids came to visit the island a number of years ago, and within the first few days, I fell in love with the place. It's a very magical place, I feel, and our family, we just felt at home here, so we knew that this was going to be a place we were going to have our second home. My name's Leigh Badsgon. I'm from Alberta, and I'm a project manager. So we looked at a number of places when we were shopping around, but this one really caught our eye because it was on the water, A, and B, it being an A-frame. It just seemed to have a lot of character, needed a lot of work, but we fell in love with the potential of it. So before we left, we actually had selected this home and ended up putting an offer in on it. When we first saw the property, it was all forested. Unfortunately, we've lost the bulk of the trees through various hurricanes. One of the things we did at actually our first trip was, of course, the shore work and gutted the entire interior, except for the floors, because we love them so much. And then we renovated it within a month. The whole interior was pretty much redone. Luckily, my husband, Eric, is very handy. And thanks to his renovation skills and his creativity, we were able to carve this out. Water's always been such a big part of my life. When I traveled as a youngster, I remember being in Australia on the ocean and thinking to myself, I'm always gonna have a place on the ocean and in the mountains because I love those spaces so much. And here we are today. My family enjoys it, I enjoy it, so it's a big part of our life. When you first enter our home, it's really quite a quaint space, and there's windows all around. I specifically didn't put any window coverings on because why would I cover up this view? We have an open concept with the kitchen, dining, and living room area, and that really facilitates how we like to entertain. We put in a wood-burning stove, which is really cozy for the early mornings when it's a bit chillier in the spring or fall. We've spent Christmases out here. Although cozy, I find it's very homey. And I hear that from my guests. I like to cook for people and make people happy that way. So I would say the kitchen is one of my favorite spaces. Eric really built it to be functional, and he custom built cabinetry, so I can say, I need a cupboard on the side of the fridge to put my cookie sheets and cutting boards, and he can just custom make anything that I need. And so it's very functional. And I grow a lot of my own food, of course, in the greenhouse and the parterre, to keep everything nice and fresh. Some of my favorite features of the house itself are original. The floors are original floors, this huge beam that goes through the home. Moving upstairs, we have 2 bedrooms. One's a guest bedroom, and the other, of course, is our primary bedroom with a deck off the front. I tend to leave the doors and the windows open at night because I love to hear the ocean as I'm sleeping. It lulls me to sleep, and then the birds waking me up in the morning with their songs. The one thing I could change in the interior of the house would be to make it a bit bigger and maybe have another bathroom, because in the future I see my grandkids coming here. We've already planned is to add a triple garage and put a guest suite above it. We're thinking in the future when our boys have children, our grandkids can maybe stay in here with us and they can have the privacy of their own suite out there. I'd say the heart of our home is this living room where we sit around, light a fire, play games, connect. Probably my favorite view from inside is sitting in the living room and just looking out in the evening or the morning, watching the hummingbirds. I love to watch the birds. We have great blue heron, osprey, eagles that soar above, hummingbirds, blue jays. We have regular fox families that come around, have coffee with me, come and sit on the deck. So when you first drive up to our property, most people notice first is the beautiful greenhouse that my husband built. And it's also surrounded by a rancher fence, which probably ties into our Alberta roots. The greenhouse is hands down where I spend the majority of my time, I would say, outdoors, just because I love to garden. And at night, I'll light candles and we have twinkly lights out there and we'll play cards and have some drinks. It's a really precious space for us. When we first bought the property, it actually hadn't had any loving care and attention for a good 10, maybe 15 years. It was originally a forested lot. We've lost over 100 trees in various hurricanes. So it looks a lot different. It's a little bit more formal setting, a lot more lawn. But I have replanted and done a design that's not hurricane-proof. Nothing's hurricane-proof, but it's meant to withstand those winds and that kind of weather in the future. A couple of the features that we have here is an arbor that he built, and then a French parterre that leads up to it. I always say my husband makes my dreams come true because I'll have an idea of something that I want built. I say, I want this thing, and I want it like to be a cross and a round circle, and it's called a French parterre. He ends up saying to me, I know what you want. And then he just built it for me. The French parterre is what we call a kitchen garden. I decided to border the parterre in white rugosa rose, which actually does very well on the ocean. And then inside that is a lavender ribbon because I love lavender. Each quadrant is a different medley of herbs. Under the pergola, I put a little bistro set, and I find in the heat of the day, it's just such a nice shaded space down by the water to do some reflection. It just invites meditation and relaxation. It's really special. It's one of my favorite outdoor spaces, of course, is the outdoor bath. We wanted to create another bath area in the outdoor space, and it's so enjoyable because you can lay back and have a nice bubble bath, view of the ocean, the birds flying overhead. It's one of my favorite spaces for sure. One of the last original features of the house is the wraparound deck and then our deck upstairs. I just love them because they're that weathered wood look. Eventually we'll have to swap that out for new materials, but right now I just so enjoy the space and have created little nests where you can sit out and enjoy it. My favorite view from the exterior is the water. It's tranquility, being with the water, whether I'm in it or just watching it. I really love the ocean. We're so fortunate. We've always enjoyed the mountains and the ocean. We come out here to step back and relax and rejuvenate. And this space really entices a feeling of calm and peace. Almost when you get off the plane, it hits you and you just slow right down. One of the things that I really cherish about our time together out here as a family is how it brought the men in my life together. So my sons and my husband, and how they create and build together. They found a love of building and doing together. That really means a lot to me, and I think it helps my boys grow. From a wildlife perspective, that's probably one of my favorite elements out here. On top of enjoying the water and the wildlife, we have loads of birds. There are some bunnies, but I find they don't last very long with all the birds of prey around here. And one of the pieces that I really enjoy personally being out on the island is there's no bears, there's no cougars or mountain cats, so you feel really safe. A lot of the activities that I enjoy out here are around the water, on the water, and I just go to the water right away. It's the first thing I do. I just drop down and get in the ocean, even if it's a bit chilly, because I'm just so drawn to the water. I'd describe my relationship with water as almost intimate. I find that it has a profound effect on my body. I believe there's science behind this as well, like the positive ions that are released with the crashing of the waves. I don't think it's for everybody living by the water. So for example, my father isn't comfortable by the water. He's a prairie boy from Saskatchewan, so it's not his favorite place. But I think people who are drawn to the water have a certain love of that part of nature and feel very connected to it. But it's just so calming and rejuvenating for people. To me, home is a place that's filled with love and people are comfortable. And when I reflect back, homes to me are the ones where my children want to come and my husband and I can connect. And then we can open our doors to friends as well and family. You know, my sisters come down in the summers and we have some of the best times here. So home to me, it's about connecting and just feeling at ease, a place where you're comfortable. When we first arrive, almost when you get off the plane, you feel a sense of calm and it's almost like getting off a hamster wheel. So Alberta can be very fast-paced and that's where our careers are primarily. And there's a lot of work to having a property with all these gardens. I don't know what I was thinking. But I won't put any more gardens in because I have enough work, but it's the work I love to do. I think one of the other reasons I love this home so much for us is that we've worked it together. So Eric and I, my ideas and then his magic making everything happen to create a space that brings us so much joy. I just really love this space.
My name is Robert Weatherby. People on the island here call me Bobby. I was in the military for years, 31 years. I retired a few years ago. My wife and I always wanted to come back to the island. Our big goal was to get a place with a water view, which brought us here about a year ago, and we couldn't be happier. Yeah, it was a challenge. It's hard to get that right place, the right build, the right layout for, what you're looking for. But we got really fortunate. Somebody was really watching out for us. I determined that it was built by somebody I knew when I grew up here, who had a great reputation as a builder. We decided to take a look at it, and when we came out, it actually showed better than the realtor listing. Once we seen the place and we realized that, the view was spectacular, as you can see, we took a run at it. There was a particular moment where I kind of knew that everything was coming together. We'd actually put our bid in and we came here for the inspection. And I was just sitting out there enjoying the view. I deal with a few issues from my military service that I'm trying to, find different techniques to help me cope. And one of them is just open water, a view. And I don't know how she knew this, but the lady that lived here will come out and said, Robert, I hope you find your peace here. And 100%, she was absolutely right. And I knew it too, as soon as I saw the view. The water has always been an important part of my life. When I was posted to Germany, we were pretty much landlocked. And we did what we call in the military adventure training. So we went to the beaches of Normandy. And it really hit me how important water is to me. I really had this sense of freedom and open space. I think at that moment I knew that's what I want one day. That's why we were so adamant that if we do move, we're gonna get a water view, and fortunately we did. We enjoyed the layout of the home as well. It's an open concept layout, beautiful kitchen by a great craftsman here in this location. And it flows like we have a larger island in the kitchen that, always enjoyed having for entertaining company. The living room here it's very open concept. It's very bright because it has large windows, which allows a lot of the light in. And if we entertain, it provides that sort of connection to the kitchen where most Maritimers go when you're having a party. The view is readily available. Windows are huge, so we can sit here, enjoy the day. We barely watch TV now. Most of the time, we're just looking outside. So in our bedroom, we enjoy it. It's not the biggest primary bedroom, but we do enjoy the view. Again, it's got the big windows so you can see the river. We're fortunate that we have like a 180-degree view. So we have the cove in front and then the river to the side. Downstairs, we have this large room, my media room. That's what we've named it because the owner that had the house before called it a media room. I've always collected things throughout my career. Collected places like Ukraine, Afghanistan, Cyprus, Africa, you name it. So it means a lot to me. So in that room, I have things like that, plus I've got my music in there. I love my music, but more importantly, I've got photographs of all the people that I love in my life. You know, my military colleagues, my family, my friends, you know, and experiences that we've had. So anytime you sit down in that room, you just look around the room, and it's just a reminder after reminder of good times. The favorite view from the interior is a tough call, and that's a good thing. And I think our favorite room is just beyond the kitchen. There's a covered outdoor room that's all screened in. My wife absolutely loves it out there. In the summer, fall, even the winter, if it's a nice day, she'll just sit out there and read. She loves to read. And of course, it offers that 180-degree view of both the cove and the river. So sometimes you just sit there and take in the view. So when we first looked at the house, we came down the lane. We liked the fact that the house was on a higher elevation so that even if somebody, like there's a couple empty lots here, so if somebody does build in front of us, we still have that view because we're just a little bit higher. We liked the fact that there was some peace out here, none of the hustle and bustle of the city. And we knew we had space for the puppies to do their thing, run around. Where we lived prior to this, they constantly had to be on a leash. Here, I can let them off the leash. As long as I'm out there keeping an eye on them, they can frolic and play. And, you know, I really appreciate that for them. My wife did a little garden in the back. We haven't had an opportunity to do that in quite a while, but this property provided that. So I think that's been pretty therapeutic for her too. She spends a lot of time out there watering the garden, and when she's not here, she'll task me with that. And she's got various things growing out there. And so I think it'll pay off in that she's growing onions and carrots and, you know, all kinds of different things out there. So that's been fantastic. We added a detached garage. So that takes care of some of the gardening stuff and whatnot. We put a pool in. I just thought it'd be a great way to be able to have family out and enjoy the outdoor space and have them enjoy the view as well. And we're in the process right now of putting in a two-tiered deck, just trying to take advantage of that view again. Everything's about the view here. My favorite part about the exterior is the view. We just didn't expect the view to be as spectacular as it is. We got very, very fortunate. And the location of where they built this house, it just offers a spectacular vista. So of course, being in a rural area, every now and then we do see wildlife, and I love seeing that. And I appreciate watching a coyote walk through the yard. I'm sure the boys, my dogs, love to see that as well, although they get a little excited every now and then. But, you know, I enjoy knowing that they get to see that stuff. And there's groundhogs around here, there's skunks around here, so there's lots to see. My favorite exterior view is just sitting on the front step of the house with the puppies, and every now and then my wife's out there. When she's not working, she'll come out and join us. It offers that same vista, you know, pretty much the 180 degree. And just sitting looking at that with my favorite people and canines gets me in my happy place. I have been diagnosed with PTSD, as many people have. It's nothing to be ashamed of. I was worried about perhaps the support services here in Prince Edward Island, and that's not the case whatsoever. The supports they offer myself and other veterans are second to none. That combined with the fact that I have a lot of people here that, you know, truly love me. You know that anytime you struggle, somebody's there that genuinely is concerned with your well-being. In that regard, having been concerned that that might be a challenge, we haven't missed a beat. One of the symptoms of PTSD is that hypervigilance. You go into a restaurant to eat, you need to see everything. You need to know where the exits are. You need to know who's in front of you. And I think the fact that we have this water view and it gives you that feeling of open space, it doesn't give you the feeling that you need to be looking for threats. I believe that that's been a huge help for me in the year that we have lived here and have had this open space and that open water to just sit down and enjoy. I think there's more to it than that. And let's face it, I think most people think that, or most of the world's population wouldn't be living near water. I think people like being near the water because it gives them a level of space that I think a city, even a mountain vista, or let's say a pasture, maybe doesn't. There's something about looking out over open water that is basically infinite. And I think that most people somehow find peace and calm in that type of view. So to me, that's a very special thing when we come up that driveway. I just love the smell of the water. You can smell the ocean. And I love to hike with the dogs. So that's one thing I do. And, you know, just the fact that I can take the dogs down and they love going to the beach. You can't be anywhere in PEI without being close to water. So I think that has a large part of why it's important to me. If anything, I think growing up on an island has a big part of craving that need to be close to the water. All I know is I like being near the water. I enjoy it a lot. So I really enjoy that part about being home. So we've done a few things, as I noted earlier, to the property, not a lot. And we really don't have any major plans after that. Our hope is to be here for as long as we can. And at some point we may have some maintenance things to do, but other than that, I don't think we're looking at any more upgrades. So our plans here are that if I leave, I don't want to know I'm leaving. Reality kicks in. If health or something else took us out of here, we would stay in Prince Edward Island. We would probably look to downsize and maybe move into something a little bit more manageable. But like I said, my hope at the end of the day is that we're able to manage this place, until the end. And this would be our final home. Being military, home is where you are posted. Home is where the military sends you. And that's all great. Totally get it. So I guess for me, most of the time, whatever circumstance we were in, we made it home. Home is home. Home is where you hang your hat. But, for me with this place, of course, you're coming back to a great view. We're very fortunate to get the house we did. And again, moving from place to place for military service, it would be awesome to actually own a home and live in it for more than 10 years. I think now we're in a position where, not only can we do that, but we can actually add that desire to have the view we've always wanted, to be in the location we've always wanted, to be closer to family, something we really haven't been, because we've been posted to places that typically it's quite a drive and or a flight to get here to see family. So that's the goal. Basically just sit now and enjoy.
Whether nestled alongside a riverbank or perched high above a distressed ocean, living on the shore has its perks. But beautiful views are only the beginning. The sights, sounds, and sensations of the water are constant in their impact, improving moods, perspectives, and lives. To exist and grow on its edge is extraordinary, an experience made even sweeter when shared with the people we love.